Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
I heard like a spaceship launching or something like that. Is anyone working on some projects they're not telling us about?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Dominik, Roberto, Marian. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Nabil. Hello, Tevo, James, Evgeniy. Nice
Hi.
to see you here. Kenric, Martin.
Yes, hello.
How's everyone doing today? How's the room temperature? Is it a good day where you're sitting today? As we're waiting for others to join in.
So depends on what physically. I'm tired, just finished running and doing some push-ups. And then I was like, oh, damn it, go hard. No time to wash.
So you're pumped. So you're pumped for the meeting and you're literally pumped in the body. I love it. It's good. I've been trying to start running, but I've been very not honest with myself lately. So I need to step that up.
In Poland, today morning, the grass was white.
Oh, autumn.
Yeah. Winter is coming.
Oh, no.
This is why I'm staying in Portugal.
Wait, you are in Portugal these days?
Yeah, Lagos.
In Lagos? Well, cool. Yeah. I'm in Santa Cruz.
Ah,
so come say hi sometimes.
Yeah.
Do we have the proposal for the great filter here or the great wall to prepare for the winter?
Embrace yourself.
Cool. Let's see if we're gonna give it another minute, and I think we can proceed. But thank you everyone for coming by. As always, it's been 2 weeks. It feels like it was yesterday. That's weird. It's like a time travel in this catalyst world. I don't know what's happening, but I'm getting old by century just every goddamn week. So that's something. All right, cool. I think let's kick it off. So we'll welcome everyone again to our bi-weekly coordinator meeting where we get down, chat about like what you guys have been up to and just give sort of like a feedback and a little color so we can see each other work a little bit more intuitively and whatnot. So let me share the screen with you real quick.
Yeah.
And I assume you'll be able to see it now. It should be good. And cool. All right. Well, today we have a little bit of an agenda to go through. It will be real quick, and I think we're going to jump into then the stand-ups as always. So welcome. As you know, this month, we have launched the first iteration of the new reporting cycle. So the first forms were actually due the beginning of the month. And there's another form that is now due. I think it will be due to the 25th. We're going to talk about it in just a moment. We're going to give it a quick update about the Catalyst Boost Camp that we've introduced past couple of weeks as well. And I think we have a few of the people that are already participating in that. So maybe we can hear their perspectives. Khalid is going to talk about that in a little bit. And then we're going to jump into the quick project stand-ups. And depending on how big the room gets today, we're going to either split into breakout rooms, but if we're going to stay cozy as we are, I think with this one, we might just stay all in one room so that we can hear each other and we don't have to break out into the smaller cohorts, but let's see how it goes. Cool. So we are having a new reporting form, and Khalid, do you want to just give it a quick word and let's build on it?
So hi everyone. So the new form is really focused on the KPIs, and it's the second form in the month that's due. It's a very similar format to the form that you're already used to, but it's more focused on KPIs and really understanding how you're tracking against the KPIs that you laid out at the beginning of the projects. So those forms should be ready to share anytime now, whenever Daniel's ready to send them out by email.
Yeah,
they're very short forms as well. They're not too long, but we really, any feedback you have once you start to go through them is very welcome.
Absolutely. So like following the call, Once we're done with all the breakout rooms and etc., I'm going to jump right onto email and circulate it to everyone via email and on the Telegram announcements channel so that we can have an easy access to it. Again, it's the first iteration of the KPI form. There will be a little field at the end of it that will allow you to give a instant feedback if you find something out of order or something that could be immediately changed or iterated. We'd be just happy for any additional semantics there that you can provide. Key thing to remember is that this one is due to the 25th, and these deadlines actually stay same each month, so it's much easier to track. So as long as you know that the first progress report is always due to the 10th of each month, then the KPIs report is due to the 25th of each month. And again, think of these just as a first iteration, trying to see again how we can work and build on it. So if you have any feedback, shoot it back so that we can have bi-directional communication on this and see how we can work on it. You will see they are now handled a little bit differently than what you've seen in the previous forms, namely in a way how it's presented. And we're mostly relying on your input, trying to figure out what is important to you, to your project at the current stage, and what is it that you're actually tracking that makes sense to you. Because a lot of things as the projects mature and also as the funds elapse, some of these things that were like presented, they may not be relevant across the board to every single project. So we want to know what you're tracking and what actually makes sense to you. So as you're filling this in, just keep that in mind and share any feedback that you would have following. So that's cool. So that's that. There will be a little bit of like homework to do for the next couple of days. Again, I'll send it shortly following the call that we're on right now. And then we have a little bit of update about the boost camp. I know Khalid was closely associated with following with the process, and maybe we also have somebody on a call who would like to share. I'm looking at volunteers. There's nobody that we're going to impose it upon, but if there's somebody on a call that's already participating in the Catalyst Boost Camp and would love to give like a little bit of like first impressions, anything that you can share with, we'd be happy to do so. Khalid, can you tell us though about Catalyst Boost Camp and what we've done so far?
We kicked off this week. I sat in on the first session for a bit, and it was a really exciting group, really interesting cohort. It's in its early stages, but it already felt that there was a good connection between the participants. Cohort 2 applications for cohort 2 will open next week, and this is only for up to Fund 5. Fund 6 participants won't yet be able to apply for the cohort 2, so places are limited. So if you have an interest in Boost Camp, and Boost Camp is something that Catalyst is offering to you as funded entrepreneurs, then please do apply. And if you have any questions about Boost Camp, again, ask. It was exciting to start it this week, and again, some of the guys who are on the first part of the first cohort are on the call. So if anybody has anything they'd like to share, that'd be very welcome.
I can comment a bit if you like.
Go for it.
Okay, yeah, I'd recommend people apply for it. It's a nice methodological approach, stage approach. Also got quite an academic approach that mixes like a theory of entrepreneurship. There's quite a nice discourse encouraged between participants, and that's working quite well. And there's all levels of proposals. There's everyone from doing very big projects to very small projects. So I found it quite refreshing, yeah.
Cool.
I do have okay, should I raise hand? I do have a question. Like previously when I watched these bootcamp offerings, I thought it's not really for me because I have few projects what I have, but I'm not really, I don't know how to say it, but not interested to figure out how do I get on with these projects because I have my like flow and way I already do stuff and I like it. But if it's something that will teach me as a person when I take even bigger projects what are not on the table or even on as a proposal yet, would like this method to be, or it should be related to what we have on the table right now? If I made sense later.
I think so, Tevo. I'd say absolutely. If the skills that you learn, you're already an expert in your field. So these are skills, these are leadership skills, entrepreneurial skills, and allowing you to maybe look differently at the projects that you're working on or will be working on in the future. So it's definitely worth a look. If you want any more information, please reach out to me and I'll send you the deck that we have, and you can have a look at that, and any further questions we can go through with you.
Awesome, thank you. Was there anyone else who is already part of it and wants to share something? Feel free to come off mute.
Yeah, I've been a part of it. It's been a lot of fun. I think what I found really enjoyable at it was the level of academic approach in regard to what they're doing. It kind of, they're almost like demystifying entrepreneurship from a world that seems to be very like, oh, you need to be born with some sort of drive and you need to be born with all of these abilities. And it kind of breaks it down saying like, hey, you know, we can all be entrepreneurs. We can all go off and build stuff. Here are some more scientific, academically proven, efficient ways in order to identify problems that you have resources at your disposal to solve. So I think it's just been a nice approach in terms of its, I've enjoyed the academic level of it has been my big takeaway.
Awesome, thank you, Aidan. Yeah, I think it's great in a sense that like this is very first iteration as well. So as you go through these, I think you'll get an opportunity to provide them direct feedback that we can incorporate back in the process. Because I think we can learn a lot now that we are still in a controlled, like moderate, small environment. Because I think that's like the biggest, if I were to take advantage of it, it's definitely now. And this is not for me just trying to like sell it or something like that, but we're think of it, you know, in Fund 6, we're going to invite a lot more projects into the actual coordinator, which you know, is expected to grow again, probably a multifold, depending on how many projects go through. So like right now, it's great because essentially when you apply for it, given the limited number of projects still within the coordinator, you have really a good chance of actually participating in it. And that's actually the benefit of you being early. I mean, I think that's how I would call it. Right now we're early, the project is soon, and you guys are like the first, you have like a first row seat to actually go and take advantage of it. And hopefully it's a value adding project that you guys can build upon and then take those skills further. And, you know, it's at no cost to you outside of your time commitment and a little bit of work to come along. So again, if you guys were on the fence and if you want to reach out between one another to give yourself like another like offline feedback, feel free to do so. Again, we're looking at the ways how we can make it work for long term. So yeah, if anyone else had any observations about the bootcamp, feel free to also come off mute. And if not, then we're going to move to the stand-up part. Cool. Well, I'll take it. It's a good sign. I think the room is small enough that we don't need to go into the breakout rooms. Do I have like a general consensus in the room? Like if you are strongly yeah, if you're strongly objected to go and that we need to go into breakout room, like just come off mute and tell us, but maybe we can just stay here. All right, cool. All right, well, this is the most exciting part for me because I get to learn what you guys have been up to. And just for the sake of that, I was just in conversations, I think, yesterday with Marcin, so he's fresh on top of my mind. I'm gonna pass the baton to you. And then always, if you can just choose the next person to go after you so they can get ready. And yeah, give it just 1 minute, what you guys been up to, what's hot, what's happening. And yeah, just keep it like 1-2 minutes and let's go around the room. Go ahead, Marcin.
Okay, just 1 minute. I try my best. So for AdaQuest, the last 2 weeks were, of course, fully concentrate on the mobile website, which finally comes online with a nice success. So we could generate further wallets which are connected to the AdaQuest account. That was a nice experience. And we are currently in full development of the game phase 1. So everything and everyone is working and we try to hire further people. I come directly before this meeting, talk to 2 developers with Python and Angular skills. So it looks like good. We need more power. And yeah, full development game phase 1, hopefully coming in December this year. Yeah. I will take the next Kenric Nelson.
Okay, great, thanks. I have a question about the voting 6 that sort of relates also to our project, but I sent this by email, Dan, but I know it's busy. So let me just say it to you and to the community. The day after the proposals closed for Fund 6, there was a proposal added to the decentralized decision-making to support the circle. And I certainly support that. I think I understood from the communication why it was important. But as someone who had proposed to that category, I felt like I wanted the opportunity to change the budget I had requested, because, part of this is a kind of thinking through of, where your proposal might fit in the ranking, and therefore how much budget would be left. But I also understood that wasn't feasible, since that would require everyone to have that opportunity. However, this past week, it occurred to me that I don't know what you think about this, Dan, but a simple solution would be to just increase the budget for that category for this round by however much was that request for this new proposal that was added. Is that possible?
I can tell you a short answer on a spot that I don't know. I would need to circle back and to find out. One of the problems of adjusting something of that nature that late in the process and being very close to the end of the voting period is that it is a little late, like at least in a sense of like how I'm looking at it. It's something that I will bring back to the door and see like what the options are, but I'm not sure if that is entirely possible, just given about like how well into the process we are. And I totally, can appreciate the sentiment. Like I understand where you're coming from, but I'm not equipped to just give you the answer. So, and I don't want to mislead you in any way.
But anyway, it's something to think about, because it occurred to me that if you did that, then the other proposals wouldn't be affected, that their ranking and their allocation of funds would stay unchanged if you were able to do that. And as a quick then getting into my updates, part of why it was on my mind is that our proposal for Fund 6 actually looks to address making it a little bit more flexible what the cutoffs are as to whether a project gets funded or not. And it occurred to me that actually that might be the strategy, is that it's not so much that there's some flexibility on any individual proposal's funding level, but maybe if you built in some flexibility about what the allocation was per category, there wouldn't be this hard line of, I miscalculated how much funding would be available, and I missed by say $100 or $1,000 being funded. So we plan to look at that if we do get funded as part of our Fund 6 round. And then with regard to our funding for the Diversified Voting Influence Project in Fund 4, we've now completed our key result. And we're able to show, we have a really nice graphic of how influence is distributed currently and how it's skewed towards very wealthy wallets, and how if you change the process so that the number of votes you received was the square root of your wallet size rather than equal to your wallet size, it has very nice properties where it's closer to a bell curve in terms of how the influence is. And the cohort with the smallest wallets would still have some influence. In the current approach, they really don't have any influence at all. And vice versa, the cohorts with the largest wallets would be diminished quite a bit in their influence, but I think appropriately. They would still have significant influence, but it would not be to a kind of veto level type of authority over the community. So I think we're pretty excited about having completed that, and we're starting to work on our final report for the project.
That sounds good. Amazing. Thank you, Kenric.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to appoint the next?
Yes. Let's see. How about Tevo?
Hello. So my 3 projects are all PC Discord related. So Project Catalyst, Discord. Main work was in last 2 weeks done for Miro board, kinda. In a sense that we are changing this architecture, how we have the categories, channels, and roles and accesses defined for the people. Right now, the template is on a Miro board itself. It's open. I have shared it a few times. Also, we had one Swarm session and uploaded the video on YouTube. So who has time can check it out from YouTube itself. Right now, as I see, there is 35 views. So there are people who are interested, and I want to make sure that their channel stays at the same. When this is done, we already have a working prototype of a bot, a Discord bot, which will allow the people on the Discord to self-govern themselves, pick up roles, and we don't have to use moderator's help anymore, although this is still possible, if, but it will make it more easier to pretty much like assign stuff to yourself. And final bot, the third proposal was about creating threads, and this has a bit, we are slightly pivoting in a sense that we found it very difficult to scrape the idea scale with the access token and the way the HTML is pulled up. But with the good news that the IAG is opening up the APIs, and we will get the title and stuff from there. So idea is that in Discord, you can post your link and it will create a channel for you, add the topics, create correct accesses. So thus all the manual work what we used to have with moderators doing is now automated with one message and can be done by user itself, which doesn't have to have a special access. But this bot is in the work. It is almost halfway done. All this stuff is also done in a way that the project management itself is open source. So how stuff are done are like tracked, and people can watch it in a Miro board. I'm trying Miro board for this, and usually I do it all over the blog documents, but now I'm trying to focus on one page and see how it works. And all this stuff, like how do you set up cloud server guides, how do you set up nodes, how do you configure a bot, how do you like refork it, all of this stuff is also going to be guides. So not only just bot, but the entire, like how do you get from this proposal into solution is the whole goal. So it takes a little more time than usually these small projects take, but it's quite a learning experience, and I hope it will help others to also learn from this. Do you want any links, or should I post any links?
Yeah, post the link and appoint the next one to tell us more.
Yes. So next one, Maarten Menheere.
Hi. Yeah, last 2 weeks was 2 presentations I did on the town hall, of course, and also Gimbalabs.
Sorry, Maarten, your volume on your mic's too high; it's gaining out. Can you adjust it by any chance? Sorry, it's peaking out.
Is it better?
Yep, heaps better. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, I had some good feedback from the Gimbalabs playground discussion. This was quite long, 2 hours. So I think there's also some people who are interested in having one. So I have now all the parts except one item to build 5 prototypes, and yeah, that's what I would like to do at the end of the month, maybe. hope that that is ready, and then maybe ship some demo units to some people, just get some feedback. So yeah, that's where I am. Working prototype, and now proceeding to getting feedback. Should I check the next one? Dominik?
Yeah, perfect. Thanks. Yeah, a short update from my side. I represent the tutorial for community advisors. And since the assessment stage of Fund 6 is over, it's a quiet time for me. So I try to participate in the retro perspective for CAs and VCAs the last weeks to collect some feedback and find stuff and aspects to improve for the Fund 7 tutorial. So right now it's a quiet time, and the big updates will come prior to Fund 7. So that's my short update. And I'm going to appoint or nominate Stephen as the next one.
Yeah, thanks, Dominic. Yeah, quality assurance of funded cohort project, resolved some blockages on access to meeting recordings. Thank you, Daniel, for that. And also, Daniel's has posted a link to frequently asked questions, which I encourage people to contribute to, to kind of have a static location for frequently asked questions for funded cohort, where to go, what to do when things happen. So links into how we may improve the process and work together to improve communications in reporting. Obviously, this is all in flux, and we're about to do the new KPI reports. Also started on the Basecamp training, which was positive experience, which I've already referred to. Let's see if I can pronounce it. Michel Van Roey.
Hey, yeah, thank you, Stephen. Yeah, so as I mentioned already to a couple of the colleagues here during the boot camp, we had a pretty exciting last 2 weeks. We were actually invited by the IOHK leadership team to head to Cape Town for a meeting with Charles, Dynel, Carlos, Jerry, and the entire group. And so we were able during about an hour to pitch our project, to pitch our Catalyst different submissions, to talk about our experience on Catalyst, to talk about our upcoming zero knowledge. Yeah, and that was a very exciting time. And I've not had that much time on the Fund 5 challenge because of it, but I'm going to pick up the pace for the next 2 weeks now that I'm back. I'm just back from this morning. So yeah, that's from my side. I will now give it to Khalid.
Khaled's with me. You need to choose someone else. Roberto has a hand up, so maybe he might be in a hurry. Roberto, could you go next, please?
Yeah, sorry. Roberto.
Okay. Okay, so during these 2 weeks, we've been developing our Dandelion network further. We've managed to deploy the services in like 6-7 different configurations, different operating systems, these different architectures using Docker, without using Dockers, always Kubernetes because it's Kubernetes. It's a Kubernetes project. Yeah, we've done a deploy party, and that's where everything started. Yeah, we keep doing the open calls. So if you're interested on any of you need to deploy GraphQL or whatever, and you want to get closer to this almost one-click deploy system, please come and join us every Tuesday after 19 UTC. Yeah, from that deploy party, we also spot some bugs, some things that could be improved, reported them, fixed some, keep keep the development of the project going. Besides that, I've started meeting with 2 people that might become part of the, let's say, development team if the Fund 6 proposal gets funded. So I'm really excited that we can expand the team beyond me and Giovanni mostly. Yeah, that's mostly from my side. I think Alexander SM something or Dwayne DC.
Hey, thanks, Roberto. Good day, everyone. For the Liqwid update, we are just deep in the process of testing, finalizing some of the features, working through optimizing some of the validator scripts for lending and for borrowing, refactoring things for governance and liquidation. A lot of updates to the technical spec and the UTXO spec, things the auditors are going to expect complete by the time we start that process. And yeah, it's kind of just same momentum, 4,000 lines of code that has to get tested and optimized before we start an audit. And we're kind of deep in that process. That's it for me. Is there anyone else who hasn't gone yet?
I haven't gone yet.
Nice, Phil.
So let's see. The community site, we've basically finished writing the document for the bounty system, and we've pretty much got the bounty recording and reporting system up and running. It needs some UI work, but it's pretty much ready. So that's pretty much ready to release publicly soon, hopefully. We've also identified a need for some more people to help out on that project. We're getting bogged down with various aspects and getting busy with other things that we're doing. So I've started reaching out to various community members, some of the lurkers that are sort of coming out of the woodwork to see if they want to start joining us and start helping with the building of the site and keeping it up to date. So hopefully over the coming weeks we can start to build engagement and get the project back on track. The community tools is running well. We're getting consistently 75 users on the voter tool at the moment. It started off at about 150. I think we peaked at 500 one day. So as the time goes on, it's consistent. So yeah, people are finding it useful, hopefully. That side, the community tools is essentially done. I've said it each session, but there was a proposal reporting tool that we made. It just didn't quite get put out in time to be used this fund, so that will be available next fund, and we'll see how it fits into the process at that point. So that's the Fund 5 proposal for the community tools done. We've got Fund 6 proposals for various updates and new tools in that for Fund 6. And then finally, there's the graphic design. I realized that I bit off quite a lot when I wrote the proposal all those months ago. And I'm now working to create something useful with those funds. So it was a small $800 proposal, like I keep saying each time, and it's sort of just sitting in my pocket to get done. And I've had problems with my graphic designer, but pretty much it'll get done at some point, and then hopefully that will be a useful asset for the community. Okay, so maybe we go Alexander because he's next on the list there.
Thanks. Yeah, so our update with Moon is our mooc has started off, and we've got users who are learning to build things with Glow, and we're pretty excited about that. So I'm going to throw a link in there to the mooc, and we are into the second session, the second course, the second class, and we are going to be releasing the third in, I think, about 2 weeks. In addition, the actual project that we've got funded right here is the formal verification of dApps built using our language Glow. and that is coming along nicely. We have gotten through some of the early theoretical designing, and we're actually starting to implement code and early versions of verification for low smart contracts. Marian Filipovici.
Yeah, hi everyone. Sorry about the background. It's from another meeting. So for us, this month has been all about pulling data from the on-chain. So we are excited that we have the first actions with data from the blockchain, all in a no-code environment. And we are expected to finish that by the end of the month. So having all the relevant information from the blockchain available to use. So that's our update. Looking forward for the next one. Thanks. So I'll pass it to Greg.
All right, thank you. So we work on mobile SDK, and last 2 weeks we focused on the key derivation package. It's not yet published because we didn't make the final decision how to structure dependencies. And next we start looking into creating addresses. That is for the future work. Let me pass it to Fredrick.
Thank you very much. For the update, for me, it's that I had traveled. That means the most recent one. I had gone to Goma to organize the summit for the Cardano 2021 summit. And that was back last week. In Kinshasa, we are hoping to get a room within the parliament setting. So basically within the parliament, they have the main conference room, but they also have some other rooms for members of parliament to attend. One MP is helping us to book that room. So we have the terms of reference that we are sending on Thursday. Hopefully by mid-November, we should be having the conference held. And hopefully we'll also invite again a presenter from Catalyst to present in addition to what WADA will present. So I think by mid-November, we should have the conference, and that will conclude the proposal as it was written. I'll pass it to Aidan RW.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. Thanks for handing it off. So I'm Aidan. I'm with the Playermint side of things. Things are going well. Right now, we're actually in the process of minting our own NFT that all has a entire focus around building utility towards that NFT holder. And it kind of acts as a demo of the community access NFT proposal we have in Fund 6. Where basically we want the holders of this NFT to have lots of utility, whether that be access to a Minecraft server that has CNFT integrations into it, whether that be access to like exclusive tournaments that we're hosting in events, as well as in product benefits once the Playermint product launches. So that's been really fun to do. It's going to be exciting to actually mint our first Cardano asset and deliver it off to the community. So that's been a lot of fun. Other than that, on the kind of tournament side, we've been trying to emulate the product from a marketing perspective around this idea of how can we pay people for playing video games or create this like play to earn tournament in the space that's completely open and anyone can enjoy. We've actually gotten contacted. We're now at the point where we've done enough of them where, companies in the space or projects in the space are actually contacting us to start hosting them for them. So we actually are in contacts with Charlie 3 about hosting a tournament with them and the cool fellows over there. So it's been a lot of fun. Community management is good, and relations with I'll finish off the update real quick here. But our designs are actually all finished. So our design development group has completed all desktop and mobile-based designs for the Playermint product, which is great. And MLabs, which is the development group doing the code-based side of things and those blockchain smart contracts, they are off to the races and have begun speccing out the project and are helping us out with the NFT minting. So things are going very well on all fronts. And I will hand it off to Michael.
Thank you, Aidan. Yeah,
Absolutely.
so I'll update on our end is we've gone through a lot of design iterations for the scalability of using Flurry for Logosphere and prototypes, a few of them. And it looks like it's holding up pretty well. So we're moving forward on those fronts. We've done a couple of the smart contract design phases of how we actually plan to integrate with the off-chain code without the PAB. And for relation side, it's going pretty well. We got connected with Dish Network at Cardano Summit, the latest partner of IOG, and we held kind of an introductory call between ourselves and Flurry later last week, and they really liked what we were working on, so they're having us come back to present alongside Flurry to their data science club, which is like 150 developers of theirs and their blockchain team to see if they want to kind of integrate with what we're working on further. And I'll pass it off to James.
Thanks, Michael. That's exciting stuff. We got our hands in a lot of stuff over at Gimbalabs. We have been funding people to pick up where they left off in Plutus Pioneers and go a little deeper into learning Plutus. We're trying to create as much space as possible to support other projects to get what they need to get off the ground. And our goal since day one has been to build open source tools and experiences, and so that we can eventually monetize consulting work. And so the exciting update I have to share is that last week we got paid for the first time for a tiny consulting job, but you know that UTXO is on the wall of our convenience store here, and we'll keep it posted there, and excited to continue to build on that success.
Yeah, go ahead, Evgeniy. I think James was saying your name, but he was muted.
I totally blew it. My fault.
My project is to translate Charles Hoskinson videos into the Russian language. The first video we have picked up, it is the Lex Friedman podcast, 5-hour video. We have translated it, and recording of the voice is over, but we are currently into the video editing stage, and it has not finished yet because our freelancer got coronavirus, and I hope he will be well soon to finish this work and at last issue this our first episode of the Charles. I'm not starting to translate any new videos because I want to work on the first video from start to end to feel how it will go, to maybe to tune our process in the future. It is currently somewhat slow, but I will not give it up and finish this work. That's all. Anybody else?
Thank you, Evgeniy. Hope your team members get better soon.
I just joined.
Kyle, do you want to chat up? What you've been up to? Give us a 1-minute rapid update. You're always up to something. Tell us. If you can hear us, but I don't know if your mic is working though.
Hey guys. Yeah,
oh, there it is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little breaky, but let's give it a go.
I'll keep my camera off then. Yeah, no, I'm doing good. Just working hard. Kind of pivoted into a side project out of discussions that came out of Wyoming. So you guys will hear something about that pretty soon. It's a pretty cool project, but that's what I've been working on for the most part. A team of 10 has come together to build out some pretty cool stuff to kind of help the ecosystem. So I can't really disclose too much, but we'll be pushing a big marketing push within about 20 or 30 days. And then everything's going good on all the stuff that I'm building. Yeah, just moving hard and working hard. So don't have too much to report. I'm in the middle of moving, so I'm moving to Puerto Rico now, so that's kind of hectic, but it's a process. I'm not doing it all at once. I'm doing it over a couple months time because it's I don't know, it's new, and you're gonna leave stuff and that kind of stuff. Get on. I don't want to do it in one push, I guess. But yeah, everything's good. I'm just kind of checking in to see what you guys are doing and just to be present. Sorry I'm late.
Thanks, Kyle. Well, enjoy the moving. I moved a couple months ago and it was a drag because I was doing it too fast, too quick. All right. Thank you, Kyle, for the update. I think, Jeff, have you spoken yet? I think if you're still with us on the call.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm still here. It's Jeff.
Awesome.
From Cardano Outreach. Our update for the past 2 weeks, we continue to host Twitter Spaces and engage that community. It is going very well. We are a community of about 500 strong that hold daily regular streams, all 5 of us, or spaces, sorry. We have paused our Twitch collaborations and Twitch sponsorships due to running out of funding here. And we continue to work with about 60 people, direct messaging for referrals for Fund 6 and also for Fund 7. So we're hoping to get some of those referral words for Fund 6 to continue our work.
Thank you, Jeff, for the update. Anyone else? Is it Felix, judging by picture or by the dot name?
Yeah, but just lurking.
Okay, all right, no worries. Anyone else? Greg, have you spoken, Greg, yet? I may have.
Yes, I did. Thanks.
All right, cool. Well, I think unless somebody is still missing, please speak. But I think all of us had an opportunity to speak. So I appreciate, again, all your updates, the time that you took of the day to come down and chat with us. You guys are working really cool stuff, exciting stuff. So it's always very favorite part and dear part of my heart when I can hear that you guys are making progress, whether it's all the good and the bad that always comes with it. So I appreciate, and we know that you guys are working hard every day to make your goals get through. So that's as far as I have to share with the coordinator on the official part of the things. Again, I'll circle back if you guys are on the fence about the Catalyst Boost Camp. Talk to other folks, see if that's something for you, but I would only recommend to join in because, when the next cohort joins in, I think it can get pretty busy real quick. And if you guys have any last comments or something to say, feel free to come off mute and shoot at me kindly.
So Daniel, you're going to send out the KPI new format directly after this meeting.
Yes. So as soon as we finish the meeting, that's my next task. I'm going to jump on email. I'm going to circulate it via email. And once that is done, I'm going to push it on Telegram chat as well. Tevo, please.
I had a funny question from a team meeting a few weeks ago, which is that the developer who joined, he was asking, can he join the cohort meeting and report? Is it like open or is it related to who are in the proposal names?
I would say, hey, these meetings are not entirely private. I mean, we're accountable to community. We're not doing anything secret here. We're just exchanging value and trying to keep each other accountable. So by that measure, I think they would be more than welcome to join. But then there's the other side of this thing is like that, in order just to make it cleaner to go through the call as such and to understand who's part and who's not part of the coordinator, it's probably easier to keep it to the people who are part of it. But, there's nothing inherently secret we're doing here. So we're all just trying to make things work for Cardano community at large. You guys are just special because you guys got the seal of approval from funding as such.
Are you saying, Tev, that someone else would report instead of you? Like
yes.
The developer would give the report?
Yes.
I think that seems reasonable, though.
Okay, then I misunderstood the question. If that's the case, I thought for them to join the call or something like that. The primary owner of the forms should be the person probably that is listed, or at the end of the day is responsible to list it. proposal owner, right? So the one which is in the idea scale, because that's the basic like accountability point that we're able to then communicate to community, like who are the people behind the project. But at the end of the day, you may have already a team. And if it's more relevant for someone else on the team to be tracking these things, it does not have to be necessarily you, but it has to come from your team. So then it's up to you to assign that task to whomever fits the best, I think, in your case and scenario. So it doesn't have to be you, but it has to be someone who can identify like, okay, this is for who I am actually filling in the report for.
Dan, yes, I was wondering, I understood there was going to be a third cohort for the Plutus Pioneers program, but I haven't heard anything. I thought it would be this fall, but I haven't heard anything about that getting started. Is that still planned, or do you know what the status of it is?
So I don't know 100%, but as far as I can recall, the next cohorts are definitely planned, because that's part of like the educational process on about like how to, it's an important pipeline in terms of like bringing new people and educating them on the Plutus and everything with it. I know there's some couple exciting things which are coming out of the woodworks as well soon. So I can't talk about those just yet, but they're closely related in terms of another like educational cohorts. So, soon coming new stuff. And I think the Plutus cohort on the Pioneers stuff was just paused because there's another school that's coming, or might be actually running parallel to it, but I don't know how far along.
Well, that's made me by related questions. I know there was an announcement of like the Atlas Prism program.
Yes.
And is that maybe kind of replacing it, at least for the fall? Is that the prior? Is that what's happening?
I'm not deeply involved with the school as such, but essentially that's definitely the one that goes parallel, at least. So I think they'll be running probably parallel, but it depends on how much capacity the team has in order to curate the intake. So maybe there'll be one after another, but like I can find out, then I'll just circle back to you and let you know what I can find
I've made inquiries with them too, but I just haven't heard any feedback. So
I'll poke some bears.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello, Daniel. I don't know if I'm the one who should speak, but I have a question regarding the Catalyst Boost Boost camp. I tried joining it, but midways I noticed that it asked you at which funding your proposal was funded through Catalyst. Basically, I have a proposal which I'll give an update right now, which is mostly awareness creation, but I have applications I'm developing as an entrepreneur. And for those ones, when I reached that level, I didn't know, because those are not funded by Catalyst, they're funded by myself. So can somebody participate by requesting mentorship and all those services for the applications, or is it just for projects funded through Catalyst?
Ali, do you know?
It's just projects funded by Catalyst.
Okay.
Good question, Fredrick. Very relevant. Thank you.
Fredrick, if you need to know more, just reach out to me.
Oh, okay, merci.
Cool. Do you guys have any more questions, queries, doubts, jokes? Aidan, you were off mute for a while. I didn't know if you meant to speak before we had the raised hands, or everything's good on your end.
Oh, everything's good. I just when you brought up the boost camp, I just wanted to really encourage people to give it a go if you're looking to learn more about the entrepreneurial world.
That is a very cool talk.
All right. Well,
yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, again, I'm gonna probably take it off the official. So thank you all for participating in today's call and giving us the updates. And I'll be looking forward meeting you then again in another 2 weeks. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, doubts, Telegram chat, email, wherever you can find me, Khalid, or other Catalyst team members, feel free to reach out. And we'll be looking forward to seeing what else you'll be up to. So
thanks, everyone.